Hi everybody, this is Jo from Cariad Crystal Healing and the Energetic Shift Group. I've been guided to create a video about a few things that are going on celestially in the skies, and this video has been kind of brewing for quite some time, but today feels like the right time to do it. I know that Mercury is stationing to go direct tomorrow, so that's the end of the final Mercury retrograde for 2019, and I've talked a little bit about that before in different videos, and yeah, that's, you know, it can be a bit of a big deal and it can be quite important, but for me it's not as important as what's coming after it, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. So where do I start? I have notes because, like I say, this has been building and brewing for a while, and the information's been sort of dripping in bit by bit. Okay, so I'll start with what's happening and when it's happening. So on the 24th of November, there is a conjunction, which means these planets meet. So on the 24th of November, Jupiter and Venus meet at what we call the galactic center, which is 27 degrees in Sagittarius. So the galactic center is where we align here on Earth with the center of the galaxy, so the center of the Milky Way. And for me, when I tune into that, I see it as where our information comes in from the galaxy. And so when things cross over that point in the galaxy, we can have lots of interesting wisdom and realizations and occurrences going on down here. For me personally, I have Mercury at 27 degrees Sagittarius, so right on the galactic center I have my Mercury. So Mercury is all about communication, so it's no surprise really that I am bringing you messages like this and tuning into energy the way that I do when my Mercury sits right on the galactic center. So that gives you a little bit of an idea about what the galactic center is. So for me, this galactic center is the source of our truth, and the source of a lot of the energy that we have been experiencing here as we shift into 5D. That has also been coming from the galactic center. The way that I envisage that is like, for us here on Earth, if Earth were an embryo, then the galactic center is like an umbilical cord to its mother, and the mother in this case would be the galactic center. So all of that galactic energy is coming from there to Earth through that point. And so, as I said, Jupiter and Venus meet on that point on the 24th of November. So the energy that's been coming in so far has been helping us, assisting us to release and purge what we don't need, what isn't our truth. And it's also been that same energy, once we've kind of purged, it leaves space then to download and to activate and to upgrade ourselves in terms of that 5D energy. So that energy that's coming in from the galactic center is helping us as we shift towards 5D. So for me, Sagittarius as a sign is about freedom and truth and travel. And the planets in question that we're talking about here, Venus and Jupiter, are really, really auspicious and positive energies. And so when they meet, and they meet on that galactic center, for me, I see that as an explosion of energy, really positive energy, bringing in the possibility for big, big shifts. So shifts in what? Well, Venus for me is the planet of love and money, but also the planet of the goddess or the divine feminine energy. And then Jupiter is all about expansion and opportunities, abundance, prosperity, knowledge, wisdom, and also Jupiter was the king of the gods. So we've got the divine masculine energy and divine feminine energy conjuncting there, coming together there over the galactic centre with those energies of expansion and wisdom and abundance and opportunities. So for me, it feels like a really, really powerful time. And for me as well, I don't feel as though it's just like a one-off thing that will just kind of activate on that day and stop. I see it as the start of a really important process. So for those of you who are interested in and who follow, you've probably heard of big celestial goings on that are coming up. There's the eclipses in December, which are big, and there are certain conjunctions going on in 2020 which are also going to be very, very big, and it's all in terms of our evolution, really, I suppose, towards that 5D consciousness and manifesting that as new Earth. So, very, very powerful times, and it's, for me, I see it as opening the door to big shifts. When those two planets come together, they're expanding love and abundance. Now, love for me, I don't mean that romantic love, I mean unconditional love, which is love of everybody, and that unity consciousness that comes in with the 5D. So for me, I see that as like a trigger point for the start of really seeing manifestations of 5D getting bigger and stronger in the physical plane. And that's why we're doing this. We've done a lot of work energetically to clear the way for the 5D and to download the 5D in the energy, but very few of us have seen much of the 5D actually manifesting physically, and for me that's what this is about. And with all the other celestial goings on, they also are further trigger points and like milestones, really, I suppose, in our conversion in the physical to 5D consciousness and seeing that manifest. I feel drawn to taking some cards for some guidance today, and I've also got a crystal here. In fact, I'll start with a crystal. Whilst we're going through this kind of milestone energy portal, whatever you want to call it, with this conjunction, grounding is going to be so important. Keeping yourself grounded and calm, because I think many of you now will have been through the kind of worst of your purging and turmoil and that kind of stuff. So what you're really needed to do is hold steady and stay calm for the people who are going to be starting that coming up next. The second wave, I feel, has started with their purging and awakening process. So it's our job to anchor those really calm, steady energies as much as possible whilst they're going through that. And so grounding for us is going to be really important. We need to ground those 5D energies. So even if you don't know how to do it, how to put into practice that 5D consciousness in your life, in the practical sense, in your reality, if you're using your intention to ground that energy in, that's the start of the process. So grounding is going to be really important. So this is one thing that I have. I don't know, I might have shown it to you before. Massive piece of smoky quartz. It's quite heavy, but it's shaped like a point. So I have this pointing downwards. When I'm sitting and watching a film or watching something on the TV, I have this at my feet pointing downwards to ground the energy. So that's my intention. So my intention makes it even stronger. So ground your energy in. You can do meditation with a piece of smoky quartz. Dark crystals, black and brown crystals, are really good for grounding energy. Really properly serious grounding energy is what we're talking about, not kind of wishy-washy. We need serious grounding for this. So try to keep yourselves as grounded as possible. If you're doing meditation, putting something like that next to your feet will help you with that grounding connection. So we're really bringing down those high energies, grounding them into our physical bodies, ground them into the planet as well, and then trust that even though you may not see it physically happening yet, that it is, and your actions are helping. I've been going through this process for a long time, and I'm just starting to see that it's working, it's happening. So please take heart from that and know that what you're doing is working, even though you may not see or feel any benefits of it yet. It is working, and I'm seeing it. When I look at the energy, I'm seeing it, not just in my physical in my physical life. So please know that it's working. So keep on grounding, keep having faith and having trust in it, and try and stay as positive as possible. I can't get my words out today. That might well be something to do with Mercury about to station direct, being as he's related to the communication side of things. Okay, so I have my Crystal Therapy cards here by Nikki Thompson Guest, and I'm going to take some cards from there. There is one thing that's niggling at me to mention, but they're telling me to mention it at the end, and I can see why, because it relates to a workshop that I'm planning. So I'm going to save it for the end. I'm like, well, I haven't said that bit yet. And I say, no, just wait. So I'm going to see what comes out. Oh, I don't want all of those, or do we? We've already had one of those before, so I'll keep them. And there's that third one flying out. So the first card that flew out for us was Fluorite. So we've had this before, and I've had some lovely people sending me messages and actually sending me pictures of the Fluorite that they've bought. And some people have also bought Fluorite before and not really known why they needed it, and now they know why. So we have Fluorite here. This is for getting in control of our mind thoughts, really focusing it on what we want to create, because our intention is so important. So we need to keep our minds as positive as possible, know and trust that what we're doing is working even though we cannot see, having faith in the energy, having faith in the divine, having faith in what we cannot see. There's an element of communication coming through with this card as well. Like my voice is going, I couldn't get my words out before, so there's some message about communication there that I just want to tune into for a second and see if I can bring forth a message that wants to come through. This Mercury retrograde has been really good for sorting out what our truth is. Now, for the people that I'm talking to here, there's no coincidence that you're here. You're not like everybody else, and you don't see things the way that other people do, and you might well have kept that to yourself for quite some time. And there's only very few people who you've maybe connected with on the internet, I know this is true for me, who kind of understand you, and so you've kept a lot of the truth of who you are quite secret perhaps. And what this Fluorite is telling us now is that it is time to start to speak some of that truth to others. And I suspect that there will be more people who understand than you have previously thought, and that I believe that may well be related to this second wave of people who are just starting to awaken, just starting to go through that purging process. So they'll need to hear your experiences, just like I've shared mine with you, and that's been a support and help for many of you. You will be the support and help for them too. You don't need to do anything other than share that, you know, yeah, I've been through this too, and it's normal. It may not feel normal, and maybe other people don't understand it, but I do, and you're doing the right thing, okay? So yeah, it's time for you to step into some of your leadership there, which fits in really nicely with this next card, Citrine. So this is about confidence in doing this, in communicating your truth, having the confidence to do it. And as you speak your truth, and as it is perhaps more respectfully received than in the past, perhaps more openly welcomed than it may have been in the past, you'll start to feel confidence in what you're doing, and that will be a sign that yes, what I'm doing is right, this shift is real, and I have made so much progress because these people are reflecting it back to me. They understand, they're benefiting from what I've been through, and to take confidence from that. And that can be a sign that what you're doing is manifesting in the physical. You're not just doing this for yourself, although it really will benefit you. We're doing this together for each other, for this planet. And the last card that flew out at the end, Morganite. Beautiful. One of my favourite crystals. My favourite family of crystals are the beryl family. Morganite is from the beryl family. For me, this is always about unconditional love. This is a very divine feminine energy crystal too, which fits in nicely with what we've been talking about there with with Venus and the galactic center. So it's about expanding that divine unconditional love, and compassion is a key word that comes to mind here as well. Having compassion for the people who are now going through what you're just finishing up. Please trust that you are finishing up now. You're in the last stages. Yeah, there'll still be some challenges and rebuilding to happen, but you're over kind of the worst of it. Things are going to start to get easier very, very soon if they haven't started to already. And so compassion for those people, because you understand what they are starting to go through, what you've been through. And also, I mean, this is a sign that 5D energy is starting to become a physical reality too. Having that compassion is a sign that 5D consciousness is coming through. And I've put a lot of emphasis, I'm realising as I'm sitting here thinking, contemplating about it, I've put a lot of emphasis on how we are creating 5D consciousness in a physical reality, but actually that's just one facet of it. And we're creating that 5D consciousness emotionally as well. So where we may have had turmoil, fear, anger, guilt, shame, those are all very 3D, lower vibration emotions. And what this card is bringing through is that 5D quality of emotion: compassion, unconditional love, joy, peace. It's got a really gentle, open, nurturing quality about it. And so as we nurture ourselves and do what's best for ourselves, we're allowing other people to do the same too. I feel that there's a big message that could come through there, but I'm going to stop there because I could just talk forever about this. So I'm going to leave those crystal energies with you: fluorite, citrine and morganite. So if you've got those crystals, fab. You can work with them, use them, as well as with your grounding crystals. If you'd like to know more about crystals, then you're welcome to have a look at my website and find out a bit more about the work that I do there. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, my website, in terms of it's not really reflecting what I'm doing exactly, but the gist of it's there. So you can have a look and see what resonates with you. You can email me for more information. But there's going to be some big changes coming there soon. Just not exactly sure what, and maybe that's what this Mercury period has been about for me. So as he goes direct, maybe then I'll have a bit more of an idea about how to put across what I do there. The last thing I want to mention is, well, there's two things, but the one thing I want to mention here is thank you so much to those people who have been ordering my services. I really, really appreciate your support as I transition into my spiritual work full time. So everybody who is ordering from me is helping me to be able to do this full time, so that I can support people going through what they're going through all the time as my focus, which is what I really, really want to do. So I thank you so much for your support and help, for ordering, for sharing. I'm offering distance services now, which is something quite new because it was something that I wasn't really, I didn't really feel comfortable doing it before, but now I'm starting to offer online email readings and distance healing sessions, so you're welcome to have a look at the links below and find out some more about those. And this is the thing now that I've been wanting to talk about, but they've made me leave it till the last, and I don't know why, because it fits in with the Jupiter and Venus stuff. So I'm going to be holding a workshop on the 21st of December in Chester, so those of you who are more local to me, that might be more of interest to you. But that workshop is called Bringing in the Light of the Divine Goddess, or Divine Feminine. I can't exactly remember the wording of it now, the title, but you can find that on the link below anyway. And it's all about kind of revealing the goddess energy. And Venus, for me, as I said before, is that goddess energy. And when Venus makes a complete cycle in the sky, the shape that she actually makes is that 5-pointed star, or a pentacle, that people know quite well, and they perhaps don't understand where it comes from. But for me, I'm being really drawn to mention that 5-pointed star and pentacle right now, and to tell you that that's something that's going to be appearing in that workshop too. So we're going to be working with that 5-pointed star in the workshop, so it'd be great if you could join me there. As I say, there will be links in this box below on the YouTube channel so that you can find out some more, or you can also email me as well. So thank you so much. I hope this has helped you. Until the next time, bye.